Joining me now live is a Republican from New York, the great Congresswoman, Claudia Tenney. She serves on the powerful House Ways and Means Committee. Congresswoman, it's always great to see you. Good evening.
Great to see you, too.
You know, what's funny is that we're getting some reports in the last few moments that last night at this big meeting at the White House, the president was trolling Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, that he walked them out to the Rose Garden there to that Walk of Fame where he's got a picture of the auto pen instead of Joe Biden's face. And then he offered them Trump 2028 hats. And apparently Jeffries and Schumer said, we don't want them. It's almost like he's toying with them, no?
Yeah, he is. And this is the interesting thing. Right now, Chuck Schumer has no leverage. And he's trying to force a deal without leverage. And you know you're not going anywhere, especially when Donald Trump has the upper hand. And we passed a clean CR, exactly the funding levels that the Democrats agreed to, and those are their spending levels. Let me tell you, it was a lot harder to get Republicans to vote for a clean CR that had Democrat spending levels in it, but we did it out of the spirit of trying to get this thing done and giving our appropriators the chance to go back and do this on regular order, which is what our constituents and our base wants. They don't want continuing resolutions. They want to see us get wins through regular order, meaning in the committee process with the debates, getting those things to the floor and getting them voted on. All this does is give them a little more time. But Chuck Schumer doesn't have any leverage. He's also, supported this last time and he got annihilated by the far left. So he doesn't want to get annihilated by the far left again, and he's appeasing them. And this is exactly the kind of Democrats that you get that are hatched out of New York State. I know this well. Chuck Schumer started his career in the state assembly. Hakeem Jeffries used to sit next to me in the state assembly. They're one-stage rockets. They're gonna blow it off, and they're not going to get anywhere. And they're ultimately going to have to do this. They just don't have any leverage. I just don't see where they're going with this. It's just a purely political ploy.
Yeah, it does seem like that. Here's the president earlier talking about what might come next in terms of mass firings of bureaucrats. Listen.
We may do a lot, and that's only because of the Democrats. And as you know, they want to be able to take care of people that have come into our country illegally, and no system can handle that. And so we're totally opposed on that. But we can't take it. We just can't do it. I'd love to do everybody. I'd love to do the whole world. But our country can't handle people that come into our country illegally. And they want to give them full health care benefits. They want to open the wall again. Can you believe it? I can't even believe it.
So isn't this like Art of the Deal 101, right? Which is he's messaging really well that Schumer, as you said a moment ago, wants another $1 trillion in health care, some going to illegal immigrants, a loser for Democrats, obviously. And secondly, that other point that if the government shuts down, he has more power then to start firing the so-called non-essential workers. This is what he's always wanted. So in a way, Democrats are handing him a gift, no?
Yeah, he's actually brilliant on this, and he's learned this because in the past, when we faced shutdowns as Republicans with Joe Biden in office, we didn't want the government to shut down so Joe Biden could inflict pain on the American people by hurting the Republicans. Same thing President Obama did: inflict pain, shut down the parks, make it really hard, make the Republicans own this. And President Trump's like, hey, two can play at this game. I see what you're doing, but he goes, I have the upper hand. And not only that, I have the American people on my side, and I want to protect them. I want to cut deals, an historic deal with Israel and the Gaza situation this week that we're pending, what's going to happen with Hamas. He's continually bringing people to the table. And Chuck and Hakeem Jeffries got in there, and they don't know how to deal with a guy like this because they're career politicians. They've never had, to have tough elections. They've never had to fight and scratch and claw like someone like President Trump to make it in a tough business, the real estate world, survive unimaginable opposition and unfairness in the face of everything and get miraculously reelected. So none of them have the grit or the understanding of this. And I think you're exactly right. I mean, he's just showing them how foolish they are and how foolish they look. And that's why I think it's not going to be that long a shutdown, because I just don't think they're going to be able to take the pressure much longer.
Yeah, I think you're right. There'll be a shutdown. It'll be relatively short. The Democrats will say uncle, and the Republicans, what's changed, you made an important point. The Republicans used to negotiate and say, okay, you want another $1 trillion, fine. Donald Trump and you and others said no. And so you're not giving them more and more of our tax dollars. That's an important change. Congresswoman, we appreciate it. Claudia Tenney, great lawmaker.
Thanks.